Another Friday. This Friday is the first day of a brand new month, this new month of August. Hey, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Tim Alston here, and welcome to the Tim Commandments of Leadership. The Tim Commandments of Leadership. This is where we do several things. One of the things that we do is that we educate, equip, and empower emerging leaders with God thought leadership. Second thing we do is that we present current events and newsmakers in the light of biblical best practices. In the light of biblical best practices. And today is no exception. If you want to put it in a nutshell, this is where, on the 10 Commandments of Leadership, this is where we don't just lead from titles, we lead from the inside out. Inside out. Now, today's leadership commandment says, lead with courage that prays. Lead with courage that prays. In a very powerful, recent, brand new, latest Harvard Business Review article, leadership professor Ranjay Gulati defines courage as a willingness to take bold, risky action to serve a purpose that you perceive to be worthy, usually in the face of abiding fear. Let me say that again. Courage is a willingness to take bold, risky action to serve a purpose that you perceive to be worthy, usually in the face of abiding fear. Usually in the face of abiding fear. Does that sound somewhat familiar to my regular listeners, regular viewers? It should. That happens to be step 7 of my egoholism recovering steps, which says, now that you know, go, elevate, and grow. Now that you know, go elevate and grow. But now let's be clear. When I say courage does not mean the absence of fear. No, no, no. It means, as Dorothy Bernard said, and I love this quote, courage is fear that has said its prayers. Courage is fear that has said its prayers. It's that kind of courage that John D. Rockefeller, Sam Walton, John Cadbury, and Dan Amos, these who were or are American business titans, they unapologetically credited their Christian faith during times of both crisis and times of growth. It is also the courage you'll need to start recovering from your egoholism, whether that egoholism is inflated, such as arrogance, or deflated, such as self-doubt. Courage is the only currency accepted at the checkout counter of change. Let me say it again. Courage is the only currency that is accepted at the checkout counter of change. According to the same Harvard Business Review article, leaders build courage in 5 ways, and each of them align beautifully with our steps of egoholism recovering. For example, the first way they say is create positive narratives. Create positive narratives. Your internal story can either empower or paralyze you. That pairs itself with step number 5, egoholism recovering step number 5, which says turn your bitter lemons not only and not just into better lemonade, but to the best, which is lemon meringue pie. Okay. A second way it says is cultivate confidence. Cultivate confidence. Courage grows when you know your tools. Step 3 says become an active listener to yourself, to your God, and to others. Step 4 says take small steps. The article cites a Carl Weick's, what he calls sense making. In egoholism recovering, we call this the TOP method, the TOP method. T, target the problem. O, own the problem. Then P, proceed to take action. Recovering is always one small step at a time. Another way is find connection. Team sport. Every Moses needs an Aaron. Every Moses needs an Aaron. So who are your truth tellers? Who are your spiritual advisors? Who are your accountability partners? Who are your emotional trainers? Part of your team. Another way he says is stay calm. Bravery isn't noisy, it's steady. As Philippians 4:6 says, be anxious for nothing, but in everything by prayer, let your requests be made known to God. So, what is the bottom line? Recovering from egoholism, it's like starting a business, writing a book, or taking a bold spiritual step, demands a tsunami of courage. But prayer is the surfboard that carries you through. So here's your challenge today for this first day of August. Name, identify your one fear, just one fear. Say a prayer over it and take one small step forward. One small step forward. Hey, then join me again on this upcoming Monday for another episode of the 10 Commandments of Leadership. I hope that I've been able to inspire you, to encourage you, and to inform you. Have a great weekend. Think about what we talked about. Courage is fear that has said its prayers. See you Monday.